Hi, I'm Carolyn Wainscott, and today we're going to be working on an apron project made out of a denim jumper. The apron I have on I made lots of years ago, and it's made out of pillow ticking, which is a good heavyweight fabric. It's been to a lot of workshops with me. It's holds a lot of stuff, got a lot of pockets. I've worn it to craft shows, and I'm always asked where I got my apron, because it holds everything. My granny always wore aprons. She always had a handkerchief in her apron. So I like aprons. I always have one in my kitchen. I'm a very messy cook, I'm told. So I need something to protect my clothing. So let's get on with making this apron out of a jumper. I've gotten a lot of wear out of this jumper, but there comes a time when you just get tired of wearing something. So, hated to throw it away. What do you know? Don't throw much of anything away. So I put it into a future project box, and now it's time for the future project. So I've already cut the front and back apart. In fact, it's already lost part of a front for an overall Sam quilt. This is a back, has pockets. It's going to be the apron. And then I'm going to make another apron out of the front of it. In order to get a fairly straight seam here, I'm just going to fold this up. And cut straight across. I'm too messy to be wearing frilly aprons. I have already sewn a tube of fabric. This is going to just be sewn on the sides for a tie. I'm going to be taking this over to the sewing machine and turn this back. There's already a hem finish along the shoulders and the neckline. I've cut a piece of the tubing for the neck. Now here was the front of the jumper. I'm leaving the buttons on. I'm not going to sew this up. It's just interesting little detail. I've got the tube fixed for the ties and for the neck. I'm going to sew an extra pocket on the bottom here. It's already sewn. I folded it over. It's going to be the width of the apron, and I'll sew that on after I get the sides sewn. So the pocket is sewn on to the back of the apron. Going to flip it over. Run a little decorative stitch up the sides, and I'll have a pocket that goes all the way across. Probably will take a stitch up through the center to divide the pockets off a little bit, and then the necktie and the apron will be done. Here are the two aprons made from that one old jumper of mine, so I really got my money's worth out of that jumper. This one was the back of the jumper, and all I had to do was add the neck strap, and I wanted that to lay flat on the back of my neck, so I sewed some pleats in so it'll lay down. I ran a hem around the bottom, incorporated the ties on that. Didn't even have to seam here because that was already in the jumper. And then on this one, same thing. It already had the small pocket. I like this detail, and I sewed those pockets on, and I have put sections in those, and two jumpers, a little bit of time, some leftover fabric. These aprons had been on my to-do list for a long time, making them up out of that old jumper, and I finally decided to get it out when I saw in my sewing family group, Trish Wilson had suggested they make an apron swap, and the aprons were to be made out of a man's shirt. Now I know, Trish, these are not a man's shirt, but at least it got me off first base and got me to making these, and I'm looking forward to see all those half aprons you gals are turning out from those men's shirts. And I'll be putting up that link to my sewing family, and that will lead you to the link to watch making aprons out of a man's shirt. I haven't seen it yet. Gonna go look.